What is up, beautiful people? Happy Monday. DH here from the jungle of Costa Rica, Pura Vida. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my morning routine. I feel that if all of us could actually have an intentional morning routine, it would really help benefit the world, honestly. It would help raise our frequency, it would help raise our energy, it would help us be more expansive, it would help us start inward, and then we can go outward into the world. Now, regardless of what your schedule looks like, you may be sitting in a jungle like me and work from home as an entrepreneur, creating. Or you could be someone that goes into the office like I used to be. I used to wake up and work an 8 to 5, more like 8 to 6. But it doesn't really matter. We are responsible for us, and as a human, once we wake up, once we wake up in our physical reality, it's our responsibility of how that day unfolds. We choose the frequency, we choose the energy, and that kind of dictates how everything unfolds. And sometimes we start it the same and finish it the same every single day. And there's not much intention in there. For expansion, it's just kind of like boom, 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 boom. It's all the same, and we wait for the weekend. So how can we be more productive? This morning routine has really helped me. The morning routine that I use, at least that I use as my framework and foundation, was from The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It uses the acronym SAVERS, SAVERS, and I'll walk through what those mean. But many of you guys probably use this, but it really helped me because I always wanted to go inward, and after the last 15 months or so, I had to go inward. I wanted to expand. I was going through a transformation in my life, a transition in my life where I was kind of moving away from an old world into this new reality. In many ways, relationship, where I lived, career, physical, it didn't really matter, but I felt it. I felt it coming on, right? And in the old world, we kind of say like, whether it's midlife crisis or shoot, I don't even know what some of the other terms are, but think of the term midlife crisis has like a negative connotation. But once I started doing a morning practice, because I wanted to set my day up for success. I wanted to set myself up for success. When I started doing Savers and started having the intention to finish it and to do it, my days started getting more productive. I started being more productive. I started being more positive. I started being more aligned with what I wanted, what I felt was calling me. And sometimes when you're an entrepreneur and you're traveling, and even when you live in a different country, you don't really stick to a schedule. Like, it's hard to be in a structured environment outside of the corporate walls or outside of a legit regimented structure. So this has really helped me. So Savers, the first one, S, silence. What can you do in silence? And you can kind of do like these based on like 5 minutes per 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's like 30 minutes. Do we have 30 minutes to give ourselves in the morning? Do we have it? If we're waking up at 5:30 and our kids get up at 5:35, we're not giving ourselves enough time. We may need to wake up a little bit earlier. Because if we don't start the day with ourselves, and we don't start the day allowing ourselves to process what we just experienced in our dream state, or the previous, couple days, or whatever we're wanting and desiring, whatever we're feeling called to do, if we're not giving ourselves enough time to go into it, to go deep within it, and to find some answers, we'll keep pushing it off. Like we are literally a society of procrastination, and we have all these gifts. We all have a unique gift. Out of the 7+ billion people, we all have something unique because we are the only us in this reality. So how do we go dig in there and find it? We spend time with intention. We spend time alone. So silence, it could just be sitting in stillness with your eyes closed, and trying to sit up, with your spine straight. Many people already do this, but this is something I had to learn. I was new to this game. I wasn't doing silence. Silence was sleeping. And so this morning I woke up, I sat in this chair in my kitchen. There's a beautiful jungle in front of me, and I just closed my eyes, sat with my palms up and just visualized, what am I to be shown? Or I could start with gratitude, or I could just focus on my breathing and allowing my mind to quiet without any thoughts or anything, and just focusing on my breathing. And wherever it goes from there is wherever it goes from there. But it's definitely a state of peacefulness and calmness and harmony. And so the A is for affirmation. It's essentially, I am statements. Where are you? What are you feeling? This was mine from today. I'll read it for you. I am free. I choose my freedom. I am light. I bring light. I choose my frequency. I am powerful. I am capable. I am worthy. And many times it's almost like our higher self talking to our human, just giving ourselves that encouragement, that voice of reason, that voice of purpose. And then putting it on paper is just the practice, right? Like, how do you really feel? What do you really feel aligned to? And then writing it and then embodying it. The V is for, sorry, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes as I'm doing this. We take turns though. Sometimes they get me and then sometimes I get them. The V is for visualization. So after you kind of do that practice, then visualize your day. Just keep it in your day is, how do I visualize this day being the most beautiful and benevolent and highest vibration day in my reality, in my existence? Because all we have is the power of now, right? The present moment, this breath, this physical body, this level of consciousness we choose. So just kind of going through a basic visualization from the moment that you're visualizing throughout your day, almost like a wave. The other one being E for exercise. And since it's the morning, you may have not had your cup of coffee, which I would encourage you not to have it before this, or your tea, or your, whatever it is. But your exercise can just be some shaking your body out. You can stand up and do a little dance. You can do some squats. You could do some push-ups. You could do some burpees. You could do some jumping jacks. You can just do some wiggles, right? And some like whatever you need to do. But do some movement, physical movement, to get a little bit of blood flow going in your system. And for some people, maybe you don't check the E off. Maybe you're going to the gym that day and that's what you do. But I would try, at least for savers, to just do even if it's 30 seconds of exercise to get your blood flow going. And then the R being to reading, getting yourself inward. Again, when you're reading the book, when you're reading the article, you're the one writing it. Because there is no other voice. Until you read it, it's not in here. It's not processing. So getting within yourself and read. If you have any questions on types of books based on where you're at in your life, message me and I'll share with you maybe some books that I have read that have really impacted me in the way that maybe align with what you're looking for. And then the last one is S for scribing, which is essentially writing. Many of us don't express. Many of us don't express through our words, but many of us don't express through our writing. And our writing is a little bit more inward because we're not talking it. So if you just get a pen and paper and just start writing, start with, how did I get here? It may start with, how did I physically get here? But then go beyond, keep going deeper, 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 till you don't have the answer of how you got here. Where were we before our mother was born? I don't know. Right? That's the beauty. So getting to journal, getting to write, all of our stories are worth hearing and worth expressing and worth sharing. So the practice of sharing it helps clear density. It helps get things out of us. If we're writing something, it could be things that were going on in our life that are hard. It could be work. It could be family. It could be spiritual growth. It could be a relationship. It could be anything. It could be fears, doubts that you just kind of think about all the time. It's like your mind goes in the direction of your most dominant thoughts. Just using a practice, a framework on a sheet of paper. This is kind of what mine looks like. You can't really see it, but there's my savers, SAVERS. I check it off. I have my affirmations, and then I have a little to-do list over here, and then I have wellness, things that are just for me, for my own stuff. And that's my morning routine. And when I do that with intention, I have a beautiful day. I have a more aligned day. And ultimately, if I'm that way, the people around me are impacted. And so understanding that our responsibility to ourselves impacts others. It really does. It either impacts people in your family, in the workplace, in your community, in whatever, your business. It doesn't really matter, but we have to take personal responsibility. And when we wake up from our dream state and all the stuff we had going on in our dream state, the astral world, then it's important for us to ground ourselves, to come into this physical body and know that we still have purpose here. If we're still breathing, we got purpose here. So let's make it the most intentional that we possibly can. This morning routine helps. If you have any questions, people have asked me about what I do in the morning and how I remain positive and how I get my day started. So this was my effort into creating that for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I love y'all. Happy Monday. Peace.